Hey everyone, my name is Will. Welcome to Room and Goods. So I've been playing Microsoft Flight Simulator this week. As some of you may know, this game recently got released on August 17th. Now, I'm not usually a big flight simulator guy, but the only reason that caught my attention, developers of Asobo Studio will be introducing VR support for Microsoft Flight Simulator this upcoming fall. Now, there are some people out there who would love playing flight simulator games. They actually have built real flight simulators by surrounding themselves with multiple displays and built life-size scale cockpits to help with the immersion of flying a real plane. Now, many people may not have the space to do this, and this kind of setup can be expensive. Fortunately for us, VR can be the solution where we don't actually have to do anything like this because of how immersive VR can actually be. So VR is ideal for experiences like the Microsoft Flight Simulator, but unfortunately, official VR support won't be introduced until later this year. But there is a way where you can actually get a sneak peek from the Oculus Quest, plus using a flight stick can actually also enhance the experience. Now, I've actually been playing Microsoft Flight Simulator for a couple of days now on my flat screen using a keyboard and mouse. It was a decent experience until my flight stick kit arrived. Along with the throttle and the rudder pedals, it provided a much more immersive experience. Some of you guys may be familiar with this model, the Thrustmaster T60000M. So if you are playing this type of game, you definitely have an easier time accessing the controls of the cockpit rather than using your keyboard. Plus, you can customize the buttons however you want within the game. With that being said, you still can't help but think how much VR could make this game a much better experience. So I just opened up the game on the Oculus Quest via Oculus Link, and I used an application called OpenTrack. It can give us a glimpse of what it feels and looks like in VR, but since the game is not actually currently VR supported, it doesn't actually know that I'm using a headset, so I had to use the flight stick to trigger some of the actions of the game. So when playing on a flat screen, you have to switch between views by either using a flight stick or from a key on the keyboard. Now with a VR headset, it's much more convenient where you can just glance left or glance right or straight or back. It's simple because of course we naturally do this in real life, which brings in another level of immersion of flying a plane, because using something like a keyboard or a mouse to switch views is a bit clumsy as your VR headset is covering your line of sight to the keyboard. So with an access to the flight stick and the throttle while playing in VR, which honestly I really don't mind because of the easy access to the cockpit switches or buttons, but ultimately we are hoping we have the option of using our VR motion controllers and have that become our virtual hands to have that direct contact with the cockpit, like pressing the buttons, flipping on switches, or steering the wheel. And hopefully they can also add in haptic feedback in the motion controllers as we interact with the different experiences within the game. Unfortunately, we know very little of what they're going to actually do with the motion controllers or if it's being properly supported. So hopefully it was seriously taken in consideration, because that's something many people would be very interested in. Now, one of the main things that makes this game so great is the details of the scenic views. From the forest to the canyons to the homes to the oceans are all photorealistic that leverages Bing Maps data. This game is honestly one of the nicest games I've seen so far. It's a big step forward from other flight simulator games. In fact, I think this might be the first game that has captured both the gamers and simmers' attention. Seeing all these vivid and detailed landscapes in VR makes you definitely appreciate all the work that the developers have done for the game. Plus, it includes live traffic and real-time weather. Their weather system is actually pretty impressive. For example, when flying into a storm, there are incredible looking details of water beating off the windshields, the fog that surrounds the plane, and the sounds of thundering only enhances the experience. So with all those great details within the game, and from what I read and seen with the HP Reverb G2 with its high resolution display and premium headphones, can really bring the Microsoft Flight Simulator experiences to life. By the way, if you are curious about the setting on the OpenTrack application that I use to track my head movements during the game, here are the settings that I've changed from the menu. But make sure you already hooked up your Oculus Quest via Oculus Link, or use a compatible cable to your PC before you start the process. So once your Quest is hooked up to the PC, go back into the OpenTrack application. Under Input, change it to Valve Steam VR, and for Filter, change it to EWMA, then press Start. You can test it out by rotating your head around to see if tracking is working by looking at the pink octopus for reference. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested in checking it out. Once that's working, go ahead and open the virtual desktop from your Quest, and then open up the Microsoft Simulator if you have the shortcut on your desktop, or you can actually open it from the Steam library. Now, I've tried opening the game from the virtual desktop application, the paid version, but honestly, it didn't work for me on the Oculus Quest. This message would pop up for me every time I start the application. But if you are interested, give it a try. Just want to show you all what the potential is once they officially release it for VR. Now, if you do decide to buy the game, and if you didn't know already, they offer 3 packages. So basically, the premium or the deluxe package includes additional airports and planes. All the details are on Steam, and I'll also put a link below if you want to look into more of the details. Lastly, if you want to get the same flight sticks, just wanted to warn you, these are either sold out or some of the sellers are overpricing them because of the demand. Plus, don't forget, Star Wars Squadron is coming out sometime in October, so the demand of these flight sticks might go up. And that's it, guys. So what do y'all think about the flight simulator? Will you guys be purchasing this game because of VR support coming later in the year? As always, guys, if you liked the video, press the like button and consider subscribing. Talk to y'all later.